I'm Jatu Gray, the storyteller, teller of tales, and I'd like to share a particular story with you. It was a story that was told to me, and it goes a little something like this. Last night, I just got the news that my friend is coming to visit. Oh, my friend, I haven't seen my friend in such a long time. And they're going to be here on Saturday, and today is Friday. Oh, there's so much to do, so much to prepare for. Where should I start? Well, first I've got to clean the house. It's got to be meticulously clean. And the dining room floor has got to be done. So I started to begin to do some chores around the house. And of course, I've got to bring out the fine tablecloth and the dishes, all the special things that I use only on special occasions. And the food, I'll have to go to the Eastern Market to get something. Yes, and there's a few other places. So as I began to go around the house and clean and polish this, and the curtains were just right, and the dining room table was nice and polished and shining, well, as soon as I finished those things, I had to go and get something to eat. Where would I go? Well, I jumped in the car and began to drive, and I found myself at the Eastern Market. And there I got some romaine lettuce and big succulent tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers. And then I had to get some cheese because we were gonna have some wine. So I got a variety of cheeses. And then I walked down the street to the wine store. Now, what kind of wine should I get? I finally decided I would get some Merlot. Merlot will go good with everything, especially the wine and the cheese. Well, I was so excited. And then I said, what kind of bread? Well, I remembered Avalon Bakery over on Willis Street. Yeah, that's where I'll go. And I went there and I got a variety of different breads and some focaccia to go with the wine as an early appetizer before the meal. I was so excited. And then I thought, you know, a nice deep fried turkey would be good. So on my way down Woodward Avenue to the Turkey Grill. Now, I was smart enough to order ahead of time because deep fried turkey is yummy. So I got there about 2 o'clock, and I picked up the turkey, and I picked up a few little other things there, and then I drove home. Now I've got to finish cleaning, and I didn't even take the food out of the bag. Well, as I'm cleaning and doing some last minute things, there was a knock on the door. Who could this be? Why, I'm not expecting anyone to come. I'm so excited about my friend coming. I really don't have time for this. But I went to the door anyway, took my apron off and hung it up, and I went to the door, and I kind of peeked through the curtain, and it looked like a man and a woman. I didn't recognize them. So gingerly, very gingerly, I opened the door, and I looked and I said, yes, can I help you? And there was a man standing there and a woman. The man, now I'm thinking this in my head, because I would never be so rude as to insult somebody. He looked kind of grungy, and he could have His locks could have been twisted a little better. Maybe he should have shampooed. And his clothes were soiled and wrinkled, and maybe he should get a job. I didn't know quite what to think of the man. And then there was the woman that was with him, and she was so timid and frightened, and he finally said, "Do you have some food?" I thought to myself, food? Maybe if you had a job, you can get your own food. But I didn't dare say that to him. And I said, well, I'm sorry, I don't have anything. I cleaned out my refrigerator yesterday because I knew my friend was coming to visit, and I wanted to get rid of all the leftovers that I had in there and put my new stuff in. I don't have anything to give you. And he said, a morsel of bread. I said, you know, I told you I didn't have anything to give you. I'm sorry, but I've got to finish what I'm doing. And I'm so sorry. And I slammed the door. And I went back into the kitchen, and I'm moving things around, and I thought about it, and I thought, that was very rude of me. Very rude. I had no, where was my kindness? I shouldn't have talked to them like that. That's not like me. And before I knew it, I ran in the living room, and right before you go out the door, there was hooks on the wall, and I grabbed my coat, I put it on, and I put my scarf around my neck. What am I doing? I don't know, but I was driven. And I opened the door, and I ran out the door. I stood on the porch, and I looked, and I looked, and finally, I could see them 2 blocks ahead, down the street. And I started to walk, and I'm walking faster, and it's very cold outside. As a matter of fact, it's starting to rain, a few sprinkles. And I kept walking and walking, and I caught up with them. And I said, I'm so sorry, the way that I treated you, the way that I spoke to you. Can I give you this bag of food? It was for my friend who's coming to visit me. It was a really special meal, but I can find something else. I'm gonna give you this bag. And the rain got a little heavier, and I looked at the lady, and she seemed to be shivering and cold. And before I knew it, I took my scarf off, and I went over to her, and I put it around her neck, and I took my coat off, and I put that around her, and I even helped her to button it up. And I said, I hope you enjoy the food. And I turned, and I began to walk back home. Well, it's starting to rain pretty hard, but I didn't feel it. I didn't feel any of it. I wasn't even cold. I felt good. And as I arrived at my front door in my big, beautiful house, I walked up the stairs, and I took a big sigh of relief. And as I reached for my keys to open the door, I noticed that there was something on the porch. It looked like a letter. So I picked it up, and I looked around. There was no one around, and the mail ran earlier. Curiosity had me to open it. I opened it up, and it said, Dear Jatu, it was such a pleasure to see you again. Thank you so much for the food, the wine, and the scarf and coat for my friend. your friend, Jesus. Compassion and kindness is what we all need in today's time. Thank you. I am Jatu.